Hey everyone, I am your fave nurse B. Thanks for coming back to my channel. In today's video, I'm interviewing Victoria Randall. She is a nurse practitioner. She actually has a channel here called The Secret Cocktail. And what she does is she shows others how to start and manage their own CNA courses all across the US. This is part of a series where we talk about nurse entrepreneurship, why we left bedside. And in this particular video, we're talking about that transition from working bedside to going into more business pursuits. So definitely make sure you watch the video all the way through, and I'll leave the other videos in this series in the description box. Let us know if you have any questions. Victoria will answer them, and then also we plan on doing future videos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, peace.
With my husband, I was talking to him and I'll be like, I can just work this shit, we can pay this off. I can just do this. He like, look, yes, you can work this shit, but what you're doing right now is long term. You have to put in that time and that effort right now. We're not worried about, you going to a shift and making a few $100s that shift, or you getting a bonus. That's not what we focused on. He said, every time you feel like you want to pick up a shift, pick up that camera.
Okay. That's real though.
He was like, pick up the camera, start doing some stuff, like focus on building up your brand. Don't focus on these jobs.
Because the more you give to your business, the more it's going to grow, right? Period. The time you give to somebody else is the time you're taking away from your own business. So very valid point. Like, and people all the time, I'll never forget. So I had this, it was a team, I ain't gonna say no names, but it was a team of 3 nurses. They called me and they had started CNA school, but they were like a year in and they felt like they weren't able to grow their business, right? And all of them were still working bedside, okay? All 3 of them. Now y'all got 3, it's 3 of y'all, and y'all all came together to start this business and y'all all still working full time at the bedside. Why? So they called me for a consult call and I said, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and what you do with this information is up to you. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you a suggestion, okay? But my suggestion to you is one of y'all needs to go part-time, or both of y'all, one of y'all, somebody need to do something. Because if you got a full-time job and you're giving your business only PRN, because that's what it sounds like to me, then you're going to get PRN results. You're going to get that PRN check until one of y'all or both of y'all leave your job and at least give it PRN or part-time. This business is going to go nowhere. You got a brick and mortar business too. So you got all them bills just like you do.
Yeah.
Y'all need to somebody need to let that go. So anyway, they called me like 4 months later and they said they let it go. They both let their jobs go and went PRN, and their business boomed so much that they called me a year later. And now they purchased a bigger property because they have so much influx of students.
Girl, I need to talk to you. Let me get this CNA class together. That is awesome. I love to hear that. It's just, I think with nursing, because we're so used to that money, we, like you said, we know we can go in and make that. You just know it, but you have to take a risk. You have to take, a risk for yourself. You got to do it.
You have to do it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, when you take that risk, oh, that bank account gonna get real low. Oh, it is. It's gonna get, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know, preach, though.
That bank account is gonna get real low, and you're gonna be like, what in the world am I doing? And before you know it, you're gonna be like, whoa, what's a $10,000? What? Like, you know what I mean? It's just gonna come out of nowhere. Yeah. And that's just a part of it.
You got to put in the work. So what do you think? Have you ever had anyone come to you, or have you ever thought, I done went through all this schooling and here I am not even using it? I know even when I first decided that I was going to stay home with my kids, somebody was like, so you not going to work? Like, what I'm saying? They just like, so what about that? You just done with school? Like, you just done with this? That's a waste. Have you ever, like, what is your experience with that?
Well, one thing I love that I heard you say was how supportive your husband is, right? Like, rather than you trying to run back to the bedside, he's like, no, ma'am, get back on in there with that camera and do what you do, right? So my husband, personally, he has both. So he has his moments of, baby, you got this, do that. And then he have his moments of like, now you got your master's and why you not going to the hospital? So he has those moments, And so Does it ever making me question myself? Not anymore. I don't, because I still know that my knowledge, although I'm not using it specifically at the bedside or an outpatient, it still proves to I can utilize it in what I'm doing currently. If I was never a nurse, there's no way I could be doing what I'm doing, right? And then the fact that I have a master's degree, let's just be real, people see me as more credible in a expert in my field, right?
Of course, you are.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's done me justice, even though I'm not necessarily practicing full time, if you will. and to be honest, even the time that I've practiced, I mean, I would probably say I've only done 2 or 3 days in this past 2 or 3 months, because I want to still keep my PRN job. Because if I didn't, they probably wouldn't let me still be there. I hadn't worked for months for them, you know? So it's just me picking up a few days. But girl, when I pick up them days, my nerves be bad because my phone go off. I got emails. You know,
like, I'm a boss. Okay, I don't have time for this.
I ain't got time.
So what would you say to somebody that might be thinking that wants to transition out of bedside and, you know, be an entrepreneur?
I think that you just have to, again, remember that everything's a process, and everything that you've learned as a nurse up to this point, if something in the inside is telling you that you need to move over into nurse entrepreneurship, then you need to do it. And if you stay at the bedside because that's your comfort zone, you're not going to grow and you're not going to be where you're supposed to be in life, period. Whenever we don't answer our calling, we're stuck stagnant, and we wonder why. We wonder why we're not thriving. We wonder why we're not happy. We wonder why we're not getting where we want to be, because you ain't listening. You've already been told that you need to do something else. You need to do it if you want to continue to prosper. And I ignored mine for like 2 years because I was like, start a CNA school. I don't even know the first thing. I ain't doing that. I don't even know how to do that. You know, it doesn't matter. If it's meant for you, you're going to come in contact with people, or you're going to get the knowledge to get where you're supposed to be, period. You just have to trust the process. So who cares if you've been bedside all these years and you got all this knowledge? It took that knowledge for you to get to where you are now so that you can grow further.
Wow. I totally agree. When I first decided to come home and be with my kids, I was just like, you know, I drew so much inspiration from going to work and talking, not necessarily talking about what happened at work, but just if an incident came up, like, oh, let me teach them about this and tell them about this. I was like, where am I going to draw that, you know, inspiration from to do more videos, to keep the passion and everything going? I don't want to be doing stuff based off of like stagnant knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Stuff from the past. I want to stay fresh. And then all of a sudden, people just started contacting me. Hey, I want to do a video, or hey, you know, like this collaboration. Like, and I've always wanted to collaborate with more people because I don't know everything, you know? So
right, me neither.
Brands start reaching out to me more, like way more collaborations have been happening. And it was just because I was like, you know what? It's just gonna happen. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna keep going to somebody's job so I can keep doing YouTube. Like, it's gonna work out. I'm gonna have to just change the way I do things on YouTube now. You know, so you gotta put yourself out there. Like you said, everything is a process.
Everything is a process. Even if you don't understand it at the time, it doesn't make sense to you, it's okay. That's a part of the process. Yeah.
Some people get stuck though. They get in their, like you said, in their comfort zone.
Oh, and it's easy to do.
Oh, I know.
It's real easy to do. You know, I have those moments, like by the end of last year, I stopped. I was supposed to be doing my YouTube videos every Monday. By the end of last year, I was like not doing them anymore. And, you know, because I'm like, oh, girl, my hair in a ponytail. I don't feel like doing this. You know, you don't understand. If you do not have a YouTube channel, this YouTube channel life, it ain't easy.
It's all like
people think, oh,
you have children, so you have children as well.
Yeah, I have 3. I have a 13-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, and I have a 2-year-old. So, you know, trying to like do your schedule around theirs, making sure they're quiet while you're trying to record, you know, making sure you together, you looking decent for the recording, then you got to chop it. Like, it's time and it is money. And people don't realize that, you know, they think all you do is make a video. No.
It's a lot of work behind it. And that going into the whole entrepreneur, I think some people, they might think, oh, I want to do it. And then once you do it, you're like, you have to do everything. You have to create the product or the service. You have to be available. You have to be able to communicate with people on the phone, via the email. You have to market yourself. You have to do all of that on your own. And it is like, it does not stop.
Nope.
So I don't think that some people, you should, if you feel the calling to do it, but don't just do it because you're like, I'm about to make all this money,
right? Because it looks so great and glamorous. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like, it's gonna take a minute, sis. Like, it's just like some people think becoming a nurse is so glamorous. I can wear my scrubs, got my little Starbucks cup, I'm gonna be doing everything. I'm gonna be looking cute in my little Instagram. It ain't that cute.
I could tell you some stories.
Right. It's not as cute as it looks, So you have to, like you said, be called to do it. So you all go check out Victoria's channel, The Secret Cocktail, where she's showing you all the secrets behind actually starting your own CNA school and running it and being successful with it. Okay, go check out her channel. I'll leave a link in the description box. Leave any questions you have for her in the comments section. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much, Victoria, for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I'll be sure to check out the comments and answer them all.
Perfect.